Ah, jump scare. Terrible mic to start with. Whoa, she came at my face. There are 1,000 things I would check before going there. How dare you be uncomfortable or anxious? No! So this has actually annoyed me. Ah! I'll do all of my videos like this. If you want to grow as a streamer. This is such bad advice. This is genuinely gonna get people in trouble. No! It's not how it works! This is the worst short. Dear LJ, as someone who never gets involved in drama, we thought today's challenge would be to get you involved in drama. Your community members, moderators, and producers have hand-selected a series of stream advice TikToks for you to react to. There's no way this video sees the light of day. I'm gonna talk mad smack, and then I'm gonna have to delete the entire day's worth of recording. All right, let's do it. Let's go.
What are my mic settings?
Mic settings.
The mic that I'm currently using is the Elgato Wave DX.
Terrible mic to start with. Hold on. Are they a partner? Elgato partner. Hashtag ad. So you've given me an ad to start with? Someone's ad?
So in OBS, these are the...
Ah! Jump scare! No. If anyone doesn't understand, the audio actually adds these filters in a chain going from top to bottom. So this order is really wild to have here. Okay, before I break down the order that I would put this in, let's keep going because maybe she's going to correct it all and fix it all.
And I have a noise gate. This was actually for my other microphone, but honestly, I can disable this due to the directional pattern of this mic being cartoid.
Cartoid. The mic is cartoid. Absolutely zero hate to this person. Clearly, you are not an audio person, right? This is probably just like a streamer who's doing like one-off TikToks, right? This isn't a stream advice person. Now, what audio chain order should you use? Well, usually best practice is to start by cleaning up your audio signal. So I like to start with a noise gate to block all audio unless I speak. And then I use a noise suppression filter to remove white noise. However, a quick note, I won't use noise suppression if I can actually just turn off the white noise, such as a fan or my air conditioning. Another note is this won't work on sounds like keyboard clattering. You could use an expander instead to push that down, but it's better to simply just set your mic up properly than to use these filters. Now, after that, you'd want to add a compressor, which I will explain in a second. And if you really wanted, you could finish off with a limiter, but there's not really a point if you use your compressor properly. And then once you've got all of your audio cleaned up like that, that's finally when you're going to add EQ to color your vocals and make yourself sound warmer. Now, what a compressor is going to do is it's going to do exactly what a limiter does, which means stops you from peaking and getting incredibly loud, but it's also going to have makeup gain, or essentially a way for you, if you get really quiet, you're not going to disappear off the face of the planet. It is literally compressing your highs and your lows and bringing them together. And no, you don't sound less dynamic. Second, what we should talk about is the reason why that mic works for suppressing or getting rid of the background noise isn't because it is a cartoid, or actually pronounced as cardioid. It is because it's a dynamic microphone. Dynamic microphones are much better at removing background noise. Now, snag here is that this is a dynamic microphone by Elgato, aka it's gonna be like $150, $160 in my currency. And the other problem is that the Elgato Wave DX is only XLR, which means you need to have an interface like the one she's showing off in this video. Now, the reason she's showing off the Elgato Wave DX and the Elgato interface is because she's an Elgato partner. This is just an ad disguised as a piece of content that's going to help you. If you are looking to actually get a good dynamic microphone for a good budget, then I would say to you should get the Samson Q2U. I have one, I've made dozens of videos about it. It is about $80 in my currency, so half the price, and you won't need to also buy an interface. Another big key is that it won't be an Elgato product, which means it won't be locking you into a single ecosystem. If you buy Elgato, it kind of forces you to only use Elgato. You have to use their software, their wavelength, everything.
If you just started streaming in 2024,
yes.
I got 3 tips that'll stream on be ass. Number 1, start talking more. If you got 0 viewers, bro, you're not gonna get to 1 by sitting there staring at the fucking game.
I mean, you're not gonna get 1 by talking more either. I'm not having to go at him. He's right. You should talk more. But I'm just saying, you're not going to get 1 viewer, 5 viewers, 15 viewers, 20 viewers from sitting there and talking more. Like, I've given that advice as well, but it's usually preempted with talk more so you can make offline content. But he might be going there. I could be talking mad shit.
Eventually, you'll get better. You might get funny, and you might eventually drop some gems. Who knows?
Now, that's just lying. I've never gotten funnier in my entire life, and I never stopped.
Number 2, replace streaming with making more clips and making other content.
There you go.
If you want to grow your stream, you're not going to grow your stream by streaming.
Yep.
The only way people going to find out about you is you posting your own clips on every social media you can think of.
I disagree there. It should be you pick one external platform that you really are passionate about and learn that in and out. I don't post everywhere. I post on YouTube because YouTube long form is something I love and something I understand deeply because I've focused on it. If you post it everywhere, You're going for quantity, not for quality.
Here's 5 things you could do to improve your streams right now.
Things.
1, talk way more than you're doing right now. And if you're having trouble figuring out what to say, this moves us to number 2. Number 2, plan, research, and write things down for your stream.
If you are going to write things down, they cannot just be, I really like spaghetti today. It needs to be something that people are going to bounce off of. Otherwise, you're going to have a big list of things and you're going to say something and then you're just going to realize there's dead air and you're going to say the next thing. And in 20 minutes into your stream, you're going to realize you have nothing left on your page. What you need to do is say, I really like spaghetti. I think Italian food is the best food on the planet. And you know what I think is the worst food? I think the worst food is Thai food. And then everyone's gonna be like, you're an idiot, Thai food's amazing. And you get into a conversation, right? You're not just gonna say a statement, you're gonna say something, expand on it, and go deeper. And that's how you plan a talking point.
Stop troubleshooting when you're live.
But also you're live, and having things go wrong is very authentic. I'm not even joking. I had 2,000 viewers for a sponsored stream for Red Rooster, and my internet started dying. I had to troubleshoot that and switch over to 5G on my phone while live. And you know what? It became one of the best memes of my entire community. People would constantly make jokes about how I had left my window open, the Wi-Fi was getting out, or quick, switch to hotspot, or, oh, the bitrate emote is getting spammed, which means I'm losing frames. Don't be afraid for things to go wrong while live.
And 5, have fun.
All right, well, that's not. Have fun's not that's not a piece of advice. With number 1 and 2, how would you implement them when playing competitive games like Overwatch, something that requires focus? Honestly, that's a really great question. And I think it's something that really shows that a lot of this advice doesn't really work for a lot of people. If your goal is to do competitive content, right? Like I like to think of someone like Dunk. If you don't know who Dunk is, he plays Noita, a game that requires immense focus. People watch him for that skill. You know how he got big? It wasn't by talking more or writing talking points. It was by making great YouTube videos of his skill and helping others reach his skill level. Don't stream because talking like a chatterbox about stuff you don't want to talk about is not fun. Roasted.
I started streaming on Twitch 2 months ago, so let me show you what my analytics look like.
Stream summary, 6 hours. Wow, that's a long time. 44, max at 91, unique chat is 107. So you probably got a raid for this, right? If someone ever says, here is my analytics, you need to 100% actually confirm what their analytics say. And I mean this with me as well. They started their TikTok and said, look, this is our average viewers, but you can see it's 24 more than last stream. They had a max of 91. This was on 9th of June. The 9th of June, probably the big one, right? 27, this will be it here. 98 girls, 2 boys. So their stream kicks off and they instantly have 60 viewers. Instantly. And then it completely slowly dies off. I wonder if they got a raid really early here. This is what stream advice people do. I've done it. I'll admit to that. This isn't having a go at your bougie gal. We can look at this and go, this is not indicative of actually how their content goes. This is indicative of a single stream that quite heavily after this max viewership started, dipped quite a lot. Let's go. Let's see. Just because it was cherry-picked information doesn't mean it's bad.
Here are 3 things that I feel like have really helped me stream better.
Personal experience is a fantastic way to help others.
The first one is throwing fun events. I feel like these days everyone, plays Fortnite, goes through.
This stream that she's referencing here as her analytical data point clearly was an event. It was 98 girls, 2 boys. Who's going to win? Brilliant concept. I love that.
The third thing is advertise on TikTok.
Oh, this is going to hit and miss. Advertise is an interesting word. If it's actually an advertisement, like they're pushing an ad to come watch the stream, if it's good content that people are inevitably going to find your stream because the content's so good, I love it. Bing, bing.
Do some TikTok posts about when you're streaming, what you're going to be streaming about.
I personally have a rule of thumb. I will not post a piece of content expecting to get more value from it than I give to a person. You never want someone to feel like they're doing a chore by having to constantly support you.
So baby tips from a baby streamer to help you overcome your streaming anxieties.
I love that they're approaching it, hey, I'm small as well. We're specifically going to cover small stuff. I think that's a really good way to make people feel seen and engaged.
Tip number 1, prepare your talking points. Whoa. I've been doing this literally since day 1, and it's definitely helped me develop my skills in keeping up conversation in stream.
Can we talk about the effort that this person has put in so far, the most effort of anyone? They're actually cutting to different angles. I don't even do that. I'm too lazy to do that.
You could talk about what happened at work recently, what's happened in gaming recently.
I absolutely love it. Short, sweet, 1 tip. Focused on it from a good concept. I think this was really good, GG. My only thing I want to add here is not a correction, it's an addition, is when you make your talking points, don't try and write them all down right before a stream or in one sitting. The way comedians do it is they constantly have a notebook or a notes app or something like that with them. Anytime they have a funny thought, they write it down and they come back to it. So as you're going throughout your week and your life, you should be writing these notes down in your phone, on a little book in your back pocket. And then when you sit down to stream, cherry pick the best ones. Don't just try and brain dump all at once because it will make the talking points worse.
Streamers.
Whoa, she came at my face.
If your OBS is still lagging and you know you're using the right bitrate, change.
What do you mean the right bitrate? Are we going to explain bitrate in detail here? What do you mean the right bitrate? And how do you know the bitrate is the cause of the lag?
Changing these 3 settings might fix your lag. Tip number 1, make sure you always run OBS in administrator mode.
So you don't need to do that anymore. As far as I'm aware, the only thing that changes if you run in administrator mode is that you might be able to capture Marvel Rivals with game capture instead of window or display capture.
Number 2, change your OBS process priority. In your OBS settings, go to advanced, and under process priority, try changing that to above normal. And number
I've never seen that setting in my life. I have no idea what that affects. And I have diagnosed thousands of people personally, one-to-one in our Discord who have had lag. And my videos about solving lag have near hundreds of thousands of views. I've never seen that in my life. And I don't mean that in the sense that it probably doesn't do anything. I mean that there are 1,000 things I would check before going there.
Number 3, try changing your encoder preset. In your OBS settings, go to Output, click the Streaming tab, and whatever your preset option is currently set on, choose something.
Okay, no. Okay. So much is wrong here. Crash course time. First, if your OBS is lagging, you need to diagnose what type of lag. There are 3 major types of lag: skipped, dropped, and lagged frames. You can see this by going up to your stats panel inside OBS, view, do a test stream or test recording, and it will tell you which of those things is causing issues. Dropped means it's your internet causing issues. Skipped and lagged means it's your CPU or GPU having issues. Once you know what those 3 are, then you need to address it. When she said at the start, make sure you're using the correct bitrate, that was really weird because the correct bitrate is very dependent on the person. For example, if I'm streaming 1080p, 60 frames per second on Twitch, I'm going to be forced to use 6,000 to 7,000 bitrate on CBR. For some reason, she's using 3,000 bitrate here, which is pretty dang low, so I'm assuming she's streaming at 480p to have that bitrate, but whatever, that's each their own. Anyway, that 6,000 to 7,000 bitrate would mean that I'd use 6 to 7 meg upload consistently to be able to handle that. If it's skipped or lagged frames, well, that really depends. For example, if your GPU is having issues, you could lower your game settings or switch over to X264, meaning you're on a CPU. Or opposite, if your CPU is having issues, you could switch over to using your GPU for encoding, which would be called like NVENC if you're on NVIDIA. If you need to fix lag, I'll link a video in the description to solve all of it. I was about to say, I assume the problem here is they just don't have enough time, but this is 46 seconds. You could 100% explain the stats panel in 46 seconds and you would be offering much more help to people.
How to stream to 0 viewers or a dead chat.
Don't. Just don't stream to 0 viewers or a dead chat. Make some offline content and grow a little audience and then stream to like 5 people.
Streaming to 0 viewers isn't the most effective thing to do, so I recommend not doing so.
Yes!
But let's just say your viewer count drops to 0, or your chat is just dead, everyone's lurking.
Yeah,
Step 1, first and foremost, hide that viewer count. You don't need to see that 0. You don't need to...
I used to say yes to this. I don't anymore. If having 0 viewers causes me to make worse content, that means I am probably going to make shit content with viewers. The way I do it now is I tell myself, if I have 0 viewers, that's totally fine because I'm going to have 1 viewer in the future when I edit this video. That's right, the editor, me. And I'm going to edit it to be amazing.
Check in with yourself and make sure you're comfortable and happy streaming. People in your stream can tell you're uncomfortable and they'll be less likely to talk and might want to leave.
Just don't be uncomfortable. How dare you be uncomfortable or anxious? You're making this worse for your viewers. If you're live and you're anxious or uncomfortable, that's totally fine. You don't need to be a perfect person. Authenticity is okay. Saying to your chat, oh, I'm a little bit anxious today, guys. You know what? It's called being a human, and people kind of like watching humans. I don't like when people say that. It feels weird. Oh, hey, stop having a bad day on stream. No, fuck that. I want to go live and chat to people and have a lovely time, even if I am anxious, you know? And that's okay to be anxious. I'll join up and go, guys, I'm a little bit tired today, a little bit anxious, but you know what? I'm happy to chill with you if that's okay with you. And if that means I have less viewers, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Don't worry about that. It just feels weird.
Starting soon screens on stream are a waste of time. It's what I would say if I wanted to farm some engagement on Twitter. Here's why.
She's right. That's what they do. Starting soon screens are a waste of time. Anyone else feel like we shouldn't call out lurkers? Anyone anyone else feel like maybe Twitch is doing bad things and bad stuff and we should all be angry at Twitch for not supporting small streamers?
Here's why my starting soon screen is essential for me to have a busy and successful stream. Aside from the #1 reason being look how cute my starting soon screen is, it builds so much hype while people are waiting for me to come on. I use my 5-minute starting soon screen to go through my pre-stream posting checklist.
Dude, I do this. I would always have a starting soon screen. It would always go for about 3-4 minutes. I wouldn't have a timer on screen though. I would start with a song and it would build up, and then there's like a breath, and as the song breaks and has a bop, we would transition in and I would hit the reverb and go, hello, welcome back. People loved it. The hype of the music, the hype of everything. People would get so into it, but stick around because I'm going to tell you why I don't use a starting screen anymore.
First, I'm going to post a video on TikTok that I already have ready and in my draft. Then while I'm on TikTok, I'm also going to post a live now TikTok story. Then I'm going to go.
This is so good. This is the best one yet. Flex 96. There's a reason you have 96,000. This is the best advice people have given so far.
Over to Instagram and post that same story, but also add one of these. Once that's posted,
I just did YouTube stories because I've got a big YouTube audience. So I post a YouTube story, a YouTube community post, and I deleted it about 2 hours after the stream is done.
Totally up to you and totally depends on your goals.
Yeah.
So like and favorite if you found this helpful, make sure.
Yes, that is the best part of the whole video is at the end there being like, hey, you do what works for you. Because I don't use starting soon screens anymore. I just jump straight into the content because I'm on YouTube. Having a starting soon screen means that my YouTube VOD, which lasts forever on my platform, would be useless. Wait, I know this person. Yeah, StreamB. This is the one who did the lagging one with the stuff I'd never seen
Small
before.
streamers, it is absolutely crucial that you pay
Guys, this one's crucial.
attention to this if you want to grow your stream.
I'm ready. If this is literally just the words now post YouTube videos, then yeah, I get it. She wins.
That is your average directory position. When you are streaming a really popular game, the competition is so fierce. Look at Fortnite. These people have hundreds, if not thousands of viewers right now.
No, we're giving 2020 COVID tips. If you are streaming based on your average directory position in 2025, you are lost in the source. There is no way for me to help you. It does not matter what category you're streaming in or what game you're streaming. The only thing that matters in 2025 is how engaging and how clickable your content is on other platforms. If your TikToks are amazing, if your fucking YouTube videos are amazing and they're bringing in proper viewers to you, this has actually annoyed me now. Okay, directory position does not dictate anything in this day and age. And if you think about it or focus on it, you are completely focusing on the wrong thing.
Last time I streamed Fortnite, I was in position 570. And I also had the lowest amount of viewers. The lower you are in the directory, the less amount of visibility you are getting. Use this tool to more easily find games that you're going to stand out in, because that leads to better.
This is going to be a fucking ad. StreamBIO is how they're checking it. It's an ad. You're being lied to push a product. It happens every single time. It was with the Elgato partnership, even though Elgato is like overpriced and badly designed 90% of the time. Now you're being told to use this thing. Just make videos, mate. Make offline content. Make TikToks. What is this?
So many people are afraid to stream for the first time. They don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. So I'm going to tell you my favorite tips and tricks to begin streaming. You don't need the perfect equipment.
100%
you don't need a webcam.
100%
you
agree.
don't need to be good at games.
100%
you
agree.
just need to have fun. And I also promise you will not regret it.
I regret it a little bit, but mainly just for like other reasons. Like I got doxxed and got sent death threats and stuff. But it's also given me a lifelong dream come true.
Tip number 3 is networking. So I highly encourage people to become members of other streamers' communities.
Yes, but also this advice never works. Dude, the amount of fake motherfuckers that stream and come in and want to be friends with you is horrendous. I'm not saying Quads is. Quads, I'm sure, is a very lovely, kind person.
By the time you start, you actually have people that you know who will either hang out with you or you can go raid them and network, etc. It's something I wish I knew when I first started streaming. I
100% agree. I just think it shouldn't be networking. It should just be that if you find like-minded streamers who you slowly over time become mates with because you meet in Discord communities and stuff, yeah, I get it. The ones who have happened naturally for me, like with Reaps, for example, those ones have been the ones who stuck around. The ones where I've like gone out of my way to reach out and try like meet them and network with them, we've become friends, we've chatted a bit, but usually when I stop becoming valuable to that person, like I stop being a rateable source or I pause my stream for a couple weeks to like, be sick, usually they just completely stop talking to you.
What would be the #1 thing you would tell them if they want to grow? if they want to grow.
You got to be posting on TikTok or YouTube. That's what Cass is going to say here. He blew up because of TikTok. There is no question about this at all. If he says anything else, it's disingenuous.
You need to put as many clips on TikTok as you can.
Yeah.
TikTok. And there's a lot of people that hate on TikTok, you know?
There is. Every time I've ever told people about TikTok, how to grow with TikTok, or even shorts, people will lose their mind and be like, I refuse to use that app. If you believe an entire platform, entire content form is terrible, you're the problem. It's what you're engaging with. It's not the actual platform. Yeah, sure, there might be garbage content on short form and TikTok, but you know what? There's garbage content on YouTube and long form and on Twitch.
You know, there'll be people that'll be like, you know, I'm streaming for 10 hours a day and I'm still only getting like, 2 viewers.
And it's like, dude, stop right there.
You quit streaming.
Yeah, that's your first problem.
Yeah.
Like you said, and like what you just said is like really kind of like high IQ, and like a lot of streamers like don't.
Thank you for telling me that it was high IQ. I love that when your bro is just really wanting to back you up. Hey man, what you just said, really high IQ. I'm not even making fun of it. I just like how supportive he is. But I think the reason it's so good is because Cass is a modern day streamer. He's someone who grew recently. He's not someone like Asman or Soda or, Moist Critical who's been uploading for 17 years and can really just do whatever they want. He's someone who realized short form matters. This is what works. This is how it is. Make something that is funny, engaging, gets views, and then replicate that process and be smart about what you're doing. Love that. That was actually an awesome TikTok. Brilliant.
So like the thing that's really wild about this, if you want to do this, number one, have a schedule. It doesn't even matter what the schedule is. Make it work for you. That's it.
I mean, yeah, sort of. Yeah. I'm not going to disagree just yet, but also like if you're just starting out, what is this? Streaming tip. Have a schedule. Yeah.
Have a schedule. Number two, stream at least 3 days a week.
Put a little asterisk, caveat, as long as you're releasing a YouTube video or TikToks.
If you can't do 3 days a week, you're not going to do anything. Number three, at least 4 hours per day.
Hold on, this is so confusing because Pirate got big because he made a bunch of YouTube shorts where he told people motivational advice and how he worked at Blizzard. This doesn't make sense. His schedule had nothing to do with this.
That you do this. Consistent schedule, time. That's it. Everything.
What?
That comes after that is you interacting with other people, having fun with your community.
But you don't have a community because you've just done nothing you've done nothing except stream.
Having a blast. This is the core of that. If you can't do this, you will always lose.
What? That's crazy. That is actually a crazy TikTok to watch. If we're being nice, we can assume that he means make offline content, make everything discoverable, and then do this. There's no caveat in this video. This is telling thousands of people to just go live. Who is this guy? Why does he know everything? Hey, clairvoyant guy, how can I stop being depressed? Any suggestions for someone that's currently working 12-hour overnight shifts on rotating schedules? Yeah, Connor, mate, don't listen to this. Go off, make offline content. That's how he blew up. Sure, if you already built an audience through interesting content on other platforms, yeah, hell yeah. This doesn't account for time spent editing clips of videos, taking diversified on other platforms. Thank you. I'm glad people are calling this. Social media is key. I'm glad there are people posting this. This is crazy for a successful content creator who blew up very clearly because they got lucky with viral clips. Genuinely, this is blown me away. Wow.
42 years young and feeling late to the Twitch game. Does age matter? What needs to be adjusted to be competitive?
Ooh, okay. What do you need to adjust to be competitive? It's 100% just make offline content, right? Though that's all this will be.
Against these young upstarts.
You're not trying to be competitive. You're trying to make your stuff as cool as possible. It's really easy to fall into this weird trap. You're like, I have to compete. And like Twitch is highly competitive for the amount of views, right? But you focus on what you do the best, not how you can get one up over somebody else. There's so many times where I've collaborated with other streamers and people are like, wow, I can't believe you collaborate with a streamer. Like, aren't you afraid of losing views? It's like, no. There are people in the community that like them more than me and they have a better time on Twitch. There are people in their community that like me more than them and they have a better time on Twitch. Everybody wins. Just hang out with people and don't worry about it. To me, it's about collaboration and positivity. Have fun.
That did not answer this motherfucker's question. If you're 42 years old and you're feeling like you shouldn't be on Twitch because you're that age, all I can say to you is your age does not affect you, okay? Your ability to create and share your experiences is what actually will be effective. Because of your experiences on this planet, you will have a leg up on those 18 and 19 and 17-year-olds. You have so much more that's happening in your life that you can talk about. It'll help you create a more unique and authentic voice when you go off and make TikToks, shorts, and YouTube videos. Pirate Software grew because he put on his deep voice and he went on YouTube Shorts and he started every short with, I used to work at Blizzard, or a viewer doing just this and then giving them really what feels like actionable advice, but in reality is kind of just fluffy and easy to agree with. Hello, sorry, I got a haircut. The producer told me I missed a clip that they really wanted to show me, so I'm gonna watch that now.
Who wants to know the secret for YouTube Shorts?
I just want to clarify whatever he says here. I got 50,000 subs and over 26 million, close to 30 million actually, shorts views in 6 to 7 months. I worked directly with Sharky and with Reaps, and they got even more than me, and they still get even more than me, millions upon millions of views. YouTube Shorts is something I'm very passionate about. I've made entire videos about this. If this is some bullshit, I'm going to be really upset.
It's one of the strangest things you'll ever see.
Usually when you hear something like that, it means the sentence that's about to follow is absolute bullshit.
There's a little checkbox, and that checkbox says, if you want to notify your subs of the upload. And you know what you do? You uncheck that box. Why would we do this, chat? Why would we uncheck the box to notify subscribers? Well,
you don't. I'm sorry. Every single view I got on mine, all 26 to 30 million that I just talked about, I sent them directly to my sub feed, to those 50,000 people I got from those shorts. Every single one that Reaps has done and Sharky has done, they've also sent to their sub feed. Majority of people who create shorts send them directly to the sub feed. This is bullshit. And even YouTube has come out and made tweets talking about how this advice is absolute bullshit. This advice is given out by people who don't understand how to read their basic analytical graphs. Holy shit.
The way that the algorithm works on a lot of these platforms is if you have a bunch of subs and it sends it out to those subs and they don't interact with it, it goes, wait a minute, people aren't interacting with this. I won't waste my time.
No! No! Your subs, your subscribers in your sub feed, which that checkbox controls, is a silo. Different traffic sources on YouTube go into different silos. If I upload a video and it does terribly in my sub feed and my browse feed and my suggested feed, all 3 different types of traffic, but it does well when people search or the information in it covers searchable questions, it doesn't mean my video will die, it just means my video will go to search traffic. And in the same vein, when I upload a browse video, it might not do well in search because it's really clicky and fun to watch, and it might not do well in suggested. But if it's doing well when it's given to browse traffic, it'll still do well. YouTube Shorts don't have thumbnails, they don't have impressions. YouTube has to test a short to find out if it's good. If they test that short to the shorts feed and it does really well, and then they test that short to the sub feed and it doesn't do well, they're not gonna kill the shorts feed. This is the only equation that matters for your shorts feed. Short length by short retention by viewed versus swiped. If your video is 45 seconds long, for example, and you have a 90% retention rate, and you've gotten an 80% viewed versus swiped, you'll probably get a lot of views, because that's a good signal.
Time with it. Many people who subscribe to you will eventually be dead accounts. They don't log.
If you send it out and a dead account never sees it in their sub feed, then there's no data to say it's bad. It's a dead account. What a stupid sentence.
Get anymore. They don't look at YouTube.
If they're not looking, there's no impression or no data from them. He's even just disproved himself in the same thing.
They may not interact with your stuff, etc. If you turn this on.
Yeah, if no one's interacting with it, there's no negative. YouTube's not testing it and getting a bad signal from anyone. No one's seeing it. When I upload a YouTube video, half the population of the entire world is asleep, which means 50% of people on the entire world aren't interacting with my video, which is a bad signal. What stupid logic.
Off, it sends it only to people who aren't subscribed to you.
It has to do that anyway.
Yet, which means live active users. So when you make a short, you uncheck that box and it goes into live feeds only.
No! No! It's not how it works!
With real people interacting with it.
780,000 likes? This is the worst short. This is just pure idiocy. If you want to know the secret, he's got a really, really good EQ settings on his microphone, so he sounds nice and deep. And then he opens with, do you want to know the secret to success? Do you want to know the secret to shorts? I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. He opens on a statement that is a social hack, essentially, that makes someone go, I need to listen to this person. They are a deep-voiced authority saying they're going to promise me information that others don't have. That's all it is. And once he fakes the authority, people listen and he gets more authority, and then he can fake it further.
Stop turning on your stream and going straight into gaming. Honestly, I hate seeing small streamers do this. Why? 2 reasons. Firstly, you are missing the opportunity to practice speaking, talking, getting comfortable in front of...
This is really uncomfortable. This whole angle, the way he's speaking, everything, it's making me really uncomfortable. Wait, so you can't game because if you game, you're not going to talk and be engaging. This feels weird. I feel like you can do both.
Out the game. And secondly, you are missing the opportunity.
Brother, what is this angle? You're making your viewers literally suck your cock. What is this angle? I'll do all of my videos like this. If you want to grow as a streamer.
To just fully connect and be present with your viewers. Get
me to a dead chat. So guys, how's your week going? Nice.
Here is how you can play Spotify music during your stream, but avoid copyright strikes. Go.
Whoa. Whoa. If the answer that this said is not use music you have the right to use or use music that's safe to use, then there should be no other answer.
Music during your stream, but avoid copyright strikes. Go into your OBS settings and choose output. Click
the VOD track tools were built because Twitch created a thing called Twitch Soundtrack. Essentially, they created a music service that streamers could use to play their music that wouldn't appear in the VOD. This is because Twitch Soundtrack had rights to be used live, but not rights to be used as VODs. This service was removed, but the functionality inside OBS and the functionality on the platform was not removed. This does not mean you can avoid copyright strikes. It just means the music won't be in your VOD. You won't be muted for it. That still means you're using things you don't have the rights to use. Why would you build this as a habit? Why would you give the advice to use things you don't have the rights to use? This is such bad advice. This is genuinely gonna get people in trouble.
4 beginner streaming tips. Tip number 1 is use your titles correctly. If you're just saying that you're just checking out Black Ops 6, then chances are people aren't going to click or want to stick around. But
wait, I know this guy. Yeah, CPAWS. He comments on my videos all the time.
If you have a goal or a challenge, like stream can't end until we get a 5-win streak, then people are going to be a lot more incentivized to click. Tip number
Yeah, I'd agree with that, but also who cares about that kind of stuff? Just make offline content.
2, keep your stream layout nice and clean. This is perfect. We got the game, we got a nice webcam.
Yes and no, just do whatever you want. It's yours. People will connect with you. Ghibli has one of the most messed up, disgusting stream overlays ever, and people love it. If that's part of your aesthetic and your content, go for it. You don't need to be a minimalist copy-paste of every other content creator trying their best out there.
Streamers, want to play music in your streams without getting copyright claimed?
You didn't
Here's
put
how to
it in.
separate your audio tracks in OBS, no additional software needed. First things first, just...
It's the fucking VOD track again. Why would you put this in twice? How to get your stream looking 5 times better on Twitch using OBS.
You want to go over to your settings in OBS, head over to your stream tab, the service, obviously Twitch, server, leave it on automatic. What you want to
wait, leave it on automatic. Like you can, that's fine. But if you're having issues with your stream being laggy or not looking good, what you should be doing is downloading a tool called Twitch Test, running that to find the best and closest server to you with the best return times, best ping, best latency, all those things, and then actually picking the manual server and not being bounced between automatic options. That's what you should be doing.
What you want to do, the most important part, is click on this ignore streaming service settings recommendation. You want to
right, so essentially if you do that, you can change your bitrate to be like 8,000 and then Twitch won't automatically cap you back down to 6,000. But the difference between 6,000 bitrate and 8,000 bitrate is absolutely minuscule and nobody is going to notice it. This is not 5 times.
You're able to go up to 8,000 and still have your 1080p stream.
Big caveat, you also need to have internet fast enough to be able to handle the 8,000. But also to actually, if you're curious about this, 1080p 60, it actually needs about 15,000, which you just can't do. The difference between 6,000 and 8,000, minuscule. Absolutely nobody's gonna be able to tell a difference on that. The difference between 6,000 and 15,000, now that you're gonna be able to tell a difference between. You just can't do it on Twitch, you can only do that on YouTube. This advice, it sounds really good, but that's not actually how it works. It's not actually going to do much. It's definitely gonna be 5 times.
This is the HyperX Quadcast S. I used to...
So that is a pretty trash mic. Like it'll sound good if you set it up properly, but it is a condenser, meaning it's hypersensitive, meaning it picks up all the background noise, which you can actually hear in her audio. That's because it's not dynamic microphone, as we talked about earlier. Wait, why is she recommending this microphone?
So I didn't pay for this microphone.
Right, that's why it's good.
I own like 6 microphones and this one is my favorite.
Dude, you can hear so much like a hollow sound behind her voice. That's such a bad example of a microphone.
The 2 lights that I use in my streams are the Elgato Key Light and the Key Light Air respectively.
Never use these. Never. I'll show you exactly why. This is my incredibly dusty Elgato key light. The reason it's dusty is because I don't use it anymore because it's an actual piece of shit. Why? Well, one of the main reasons people buy key lights similar to this is because they're wirelessly controlled. You can control them from your computer or an app or something like that. That's brilliant. These are controlled via Wi-Fi. So 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi is what these are controlled by. That means if your Wi-Fi has any sorts of issues, stability, maybe gets knocked out, maybe your router breaks, whatever, you can't use your lights. What? That's such a bad design choice. You might be thinking, well, there's nothing else on the market. Well, that's not true. These are a couple $100. These are like 300, 400 bucks in my currency. When instead I spent I think I spent 145 of my currencies on the newer GL1Cs. Those can be done via Wi-Fi, they can be done via Bluetooth, they can be done via a USB dongle, and they can also be done via the back of the panel. And they work perfectly over Wi-Fi, and I've never had any issues. These, out of the dozen creators I know who have them, pretty much all of us have to reset them every few weeks. They just barely work. And if you go online and look on Reddit or anywhere else, they just barely work as well. Genuinely, it is a terribly designed product. It is overpriced, and we only buy it because we get told to by Elgato partners or people who get sent them and stuff like that. I got tricked into buying them. I bought them. They wasted my money. They're trash. Don't buy them.
I have a working partnership with. These are the key lights that they sent me. But holy crap, I have these lights on like 5% because they get bright as hell. Oh,
yeah, because they produce like 2,000 lumens. Every single LED panel will produce those. What? These newers are on like 3%, 4% each because they produce more lumens than that. Like, what?
None of my Amazon ring lights have ever come close to these lights.
Yeah, of course not, because it's an Amazon ring light. An Amazon ring light is designed to do makeup. It's like comparing me using my high beams on my car to using an iPhone torch. All right, I'm jumping off this video just because the Elgato lights triggered me so much.
If you stream and you're looking to take your content to the next level, here are 3 deals on Amazon Prime Day right now that you need to check out.
Okay.
First one's going to be the Elgato Wave 3 mic. This mic is amazing because not only is it...
This is just going to be all Elgato, you fucking trolls.
Yeah, they're next on my list. The key light, the mini, the...
You fucking trolls, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yo, Sheed, I want to get started streaming, but I don't know which gear I should get. Any help? Yeah, I got you. So...
Okay. If this is just Elgato equipment, I'm going to cry.
Assuming you already have a PC and a console, you're going to need 3 main things.
A microphone, a webcam, lights. You need lights for your webcam.
Microphone, a webcam, and if you're gaming on console, a capture card.
Ooh, curveball. I like the quality that he's producing here. He's like doing multiple angles. Surprised to go with a capture card instead of lighting for his webcam.
Now, I don't want to break the bank because I'm just getting started, but I do want to have decent stream quality, so...
Please recommend the Samson Q2U. Please recommend the Logitech C922. Say you need lighting to make it good. And then if you're going to recommend a capture card, I do understand if you do an Elgato one, because their Elgato stuff does tend to work. That's where they haven't messed up yet.
So what products do you recommend? What did you start with? When I started streaming, I was using a Logitech webcam, a Samsung Q2U mic, and for the capture card, I went with the Elgato HD60X. Actually...
I love him. Sheed? Samson Q2U, brother. Hell yeah. Also, I love your little wireless lapel there. It's very nice. All right, we're done with that. I want to end on Sheed and the Samson Q2U. Best mic ever. If you want any references to what I talked about today, I'll link them all in the description. And most importantly, if you watched this and you thought I was being harsh, I apologize. You can rip me apart as well. I don't mind. I know TikTok's hard though, because it's such a short, condensed thing that you have to kind of jump through it all really quickly and you can't go in detail. It's 2025. I guess I wanted to try something different. And by that, I mean my mods made me try something different. I'll see you guys next week.